everything that you said, I have experienced of having to the language. You know what? Matter of fact, this is a bit even ironic as you were beginning to articulate your last answer. You said a couple of acronyms, DHS and DYC and D. And that's the language of the professionals, right? They love their acronyms. They love their acronyms. And it's almost gang talk, right? It's code speak, right? They'll be in a room and we'll be talking about the CVP and the MBW and just all. And if you're not in that world, if you haven't traveled that journey that they have traveled to get to that room, it's a very uncomfortable
Mhm.
place because you do not want to, you don't want to delegitimize yourself
Mhm.
by saying,
Mhm.
what does that mean?
Mhm.
When you, but you have to
Yeah.
do it. And I have found that when you show up humble and willing to ask the question
Mhm.
and respectfully, it's not just calling them out. Man, y'all need to stop talking with all these abbreviations and stuff that is, excuse me, I'm not familiar with what that term is.
Mhm.
When you put yourself out like that, oftentimes, I won't say every time, but oftentimes people in the room will recognize that, oh, my bad. I was making assumptions that everybody knew what we're talking about. And that may actually be the impetus of a relationship being built because they say, oh, you're brave enough to ask questions when you don't know what you don't know. And maybe even give them permission to ask questions about things that you know that they don't know. Because I recognize humility as being something that it doesn't discount who you are and what you bring in the value that you bring to a situation. It's just recognizing that you have more to learn,
Mhm.
right? That to me is humility. And you showing that humility and being able to say, hey, I don't know what this is. Can you help me?
Mhm.
Can you explain this to me? Often gives them opportunity to tap into your expertise and humble themselves a bit and ask questions about how do they operate with the same goal in mind.
Mhm.
But the objective is to help that young person who you're both assigned to